So, it's October 16th, it's October 17th, 2021. An hour or so after midnight. I was on the phone with someone and just in my own realm, and then I got back to one of the videos that I had posted on YouTube, the most recent one, and had noticed a comment on one of the feeds, and it was of one of the people that had assaulted me, Loretta Lynn Collins of Hot Springs, Arkansas, 208 Savy Street to be precise. So she says on her comment, because this is my former mother-in-law, mind you, so, and this woman, I'll tell you a little bit about her and my personal interactions with her and everything in just a moment, but this is her articulated way of trying to respond to my videos, and it makes me smile and laugh because her comments disrupted my evening. Like, I was okay, I was doing fine, I was having a rough day, just getting about my stuff, and then this is what she has to say toxic back to me because she has no other phrasing for me. She's evil. And don't mind the glare of that light. I couldn't get it to go away. I guess it's just on my forehead. So whatever. She says, Loretta Collins says, hold on. This is good. All right, we've got this. Because I've got to get this down for my daughter so she understands where I'm coming from and why my interactions are as follows. She says, "You aren't crazy, girl. Girl, you just can't accept the fact your actions got you where you are, and you should never be able to raise a child. You spout the vile," comma. That's the first comma, mind you. So none of this is appropriate English whatsoever in her sentencing and phrasing, and I can understand. She's very upset. I've verbally assaulted her. I've verbally attacked her because she stole from me physically 7 years ago when she physically assaulted me. And then everyone presumed that I was the violent one when in actuality I was not. So she says, let's go on. "You spout the same vile crap over and over. If you don't like it, here, leave." No comma, exclamation point. Your years of therapy apparently have not done crap for you. Get over yourself. You self-loathing and inferiority complex is what's horrifying. Exclamation point. I think what she means is your self-loathing is an inferiority complex and it's horrifying. So I do hate myself because of the actions of others. I do hate myself because I allowed these people to get away with those things and assaulting me those years ago. So it makes perfect sense that she's trying to attack me in this way now. So, of course, I had to delete the comment, but of course, I took a photo of it to keep for my daughter's record so she'll understand where I'm coming from. And this is my interactions with Loretta Lynn Collins of Hot Springs, Arkansas. When I had first met her, she was... I didn't want to say anything rude about her, but she obviously didn't like me because of the fact that I was young and pretty. And comparatively, I shouldn't have been with her son. And she started wearing a lot of short shorts and a lot of short tops and all this and that. And I understand she was going through a midlife crisis. Apparently, they owned a bar at that time, and I didn't believe that that was right in any of the facets because I had gotten pregnant at that time. And when I had shown her the card, because me and my ex-husband, we were only together a year and we got pregnant. It was not something that I was intending whatsoever. It's not something that I needed and whatever. So for her to say, you should never be able to raise a child, yet when she was raising her children, she was neglectful and she allowed her son to grow up into a rapist. And not only that, her other son has his penis sewn on upside down because she allowed a hair to get wrapped around his, the phallic, and it had to be surgically placed back on. That's the type of mother she is. So for me, and getting this information from her, and for this to even be a discussion is actually kind of hilarious. And that's exactly why I put my I'm so rattled right now. I just don't even understand why somebody would be this ignorant to try to compose this in this manner and to attack me on my feed where I'm leaving videos for my child, because when I spoke out civilly, these people didn't want to talk, because I understand now that they did a lot more wrong, and I should have spoke out to the justice, to an attorney, to people, but I trusted these individuals. This woman physically assaulted me, and all I said to her in order for her to put her hands on me was that she was a shitty mom too. That's all I said. And I was on hydrocodones from the dentist that day from getting all 4 of my wisdom teeth taken out. So if she would have been a good mother, if she would have understood, she would have let it go. But she didn't. She got physically violent because at her age, she hasn't had enough therapy to understand and comprehend that you don't do that to other people. So what they did in response was they made me look like the abuser, the aggressor, and that's how they managed to get my daughter away from me, because I was so manipulated at that point by her son that I just couldn't even function anymore. And like right now, I'm even trembling just having to relive this encounter, relive having to deal with these ignorant people from the South like this. And I am appalled, completely appalled, because I'm like, this is how you let people interact with me, and I'm the type of person that brushes my teeth. She has a pacemaker now because she smoked so many chain cigarettes throughout her entire life. And I can understand when she owned that bar, she didn't really care about herself and other people. I could tell her mentality, and that's how it was. That's why she didn't want to be around my daughter when she was newly born. And I told her that she needed to wash her hands before touching her. And she thought it was offensive. When they came over, when I gave birth to my daughter, I told everyone to brush their teeth before putting them. They wanted to put their mouth all over my newborn child, and I didn't appreciate that. I hardly knew these people, and they were supposed to help me raise and rear my child. But then the South didn't see it like that. They decided to work with these people that have never sought therapy and offer them the child that I was given to try to raise. So I tried my best with the low income means that I had and the education that I had, and offering to my child and breastfeeding my child and all this and that. But then this is the type of responses that I get, that I shouldn't be a mother because I spout off vile crap, because I tell people like it is, because I tell people about the assaults, because I tell people about the sexual abuse. That's okay to talk about. That's completely all right. That's part of therapy. So if you're not able to comprehend where I'm coming from and the fact that you physically assaulted me, Loretta, then I'm sorry for you. I feel sorry for you, and I will continue to pray for you, because there is something psychologically wrong with you to have such a closed-mindedness and lack of compassion in such a way. So that, there's nothing I can do to help you, and that's just exactly why I'm commenting on the way that you're expressing yourself. You are, how old, 60-something? I don't know. You're old. 50, 60, something like that, too old to be writing in this manner. Like, you need to go back to school and learn about proper sentencing and proper phrasing. I can only imagine what I'll be like at your age, and I understand that when I came into your home, you felt threatened. And the way that my phrasing was, you felt threatened because I was your son's new girlfriend. And then I got pregnant, and then I started taking over all the attention, and I was so liked, and everybody enjoyed my time and company, and they didn't enjoy yours. I can get your jealousy. I understand that. I get that. I comprehend it. And I saw where you were coming from, and that's why I was trying to be gentle with you all those years and allow you time with my child around me. But then you took advantage of that, and that's how you decided. But I'm telling you, the karma, the repercussions of that By the time my daughter ends up finding out and she'll understand the intellect behind each and every individual, I will feel sorry for you for the remainder of your existence. So, anyway, the cleanliness of your home also. I'm sorry, but no. So, that being said, chain smoker, drinker, alcoholic like that, she had another room in the back room where she used the same shower and bed with another man while her husband was away for his whatever. And they do whatever. I mean, I don't care. I'm Catholic and whatnot. They're atheist, whatever they are. Because they obviously don't believe in God. Because if they did, then they would understand that a loving and caring mother should never be ripped away from her child like that in such a manner, or to physically assault people. I don't know what they're praying to, but that is not the same God that I'm praying to. And I believe in peace and justice and equality for everyone and harmony. And this is the type of stuff that I get this evening. And I still need to brush my teeth and go to bed. And it's cold out. And I'm not trying to pity party. I'm not. I'm just stating the facts. And I hate when people pity party me. I'm a very strong person, a very strong individual, and I don't need anybody. Not like that. And definitely not in this manner. So then she starts, I remember coming over to her house while I was pregnant, and she would wear no bra, a big oversized shirt, and just panties. And I thought, how atrocious. What type of mother walks around her adult son in such a manner? What type of mother, a God-fearing mother, a respectable mother, does that? And I realized I was not dealing with respectable people at this point. And after a certain amount of time of being around these individuals, I had recognized that was not morally, ethically, or reasonably sound. And that's why I sought therapy toward it. And I was like, that's immediately after her assault, this woman's assault, physical assault, and ripping out my hair and beating me and everything and all the scuffs. And I went to jail that day and she didn't. But then I was acquitted of the charges because none of them had a single mark on them. And I had all the marks all over me and my torn clothing and everything. But nobody wanted to correct the system, the problem then. They allowed these people with their money to overthrow someone with such a kind and genuine heart that didn't want to fight back in that way, didn't want to put her money toward an attorney, didn't want to have to fight for the rights that God had given her. So, for you to say, never be able to raise a child, I raised her for the first 4 years of her life, and she was the most calm and beautiful and passive child. I would love to see her now. I'd love to see how well you're maintaining her, because so far I don't see anything good coming of this. And what about when she starts learning about Spanish and she's a quarter Mexican and she won't know anything about her heritage, and she will be so distraught later on in life, not recognizing where she truly stems from and the capabilities that she had and the skills that she had right in front of her, but her family, her distorted paternal family, decided to remove her from her maternal one. And I know what I'm talking about when I discuss openly and honestly about my therapeutic ways of alleviating all this stress. So the fact that you responded is actually what I was going for. I was getting to that. I want you to respond. At some point, I need you to stand up for what you have done, because God's going to ask you before you pass. How did you manage that? You beat the shit out of her, then you stole her kid? Then you never made amends? And all because all she did was to speak the truth and talk about God and love and peace and equality, and tell you to not wear disgusting outfits like that, and to tell you to be a little bit more ethical and moral about that. I know what I saw. I know what you still wear. I know what you're still expecting of yourself. And that's sad. That's why you wear so much makeup. You cake on so much makeup because you're hiding, you're distorting, and now you're very much overweight. And you can't do anything to alter that. I feel sorry for you. I'm sad for you. I don't know what to tell you. Just because I'm getting my youthfulness back and I've lost all the weight that I gained, And now you can no longer laugh at me. Yet you still presume that you're going to, because you state that I shouldn't be allowed to have children or to raise children in such a what? Excuse me? I would have put them in a private school. I knew how to raise my child. It was your husband that was the rapist, or my ex-husband, your son, the child that you reared, turned out to be a marital rapist. And so there is no discussion here. I'm over it. I've spent 15 minutes of my time trying to express this to you, and this is the counseling that our family needed in order to progress. Our daughter, my daughter, your son stole my child that I birthed. I went up and wasted 2 days of my time placing him on that birth certificate just for him to steal her from me. I tried to do the right thing by your son the entire time, and yet he was still abusing me. And that's why I acted out in such a way. That's why I treated him in such a way and demeaned him in such ways verbally, because I was upset. We did not have counseling. We did not have therapy. And then you went around and stole the baby from me, my one gift from God, and you left me in its place. In its stead, you left me loaded guns. 2 loaded guns that belonged to your Loretta Collins, also another one that punched me in the face that day. I don't even like to talk about this stuff. That's why I'm getting it out. That's why you're confronting it now. And that's why this has to be talked about, because I'm still having my bouts of panic attacks, my post-traumatic stress from this, and I still have to be medicated about this, because back that day I was diagnosed shortly after that attack with post-traumatic stress because of the things that you had done to me. And you say that I can't handle it? My actions? The fact your actions, there isn't even a proper break within that. What's that? Can't even write. At 60 years old. And you're going to tell me how to raise a child. Good luck with that. And I'll pray for you this evening. And I'm going to brush my teeth because I still have mine. I wish I wasn't so demeaning and derogatory and condescending toward you people. I wish it didn't come down to that. But this is all I have to fight with. The truth, the facts, the scientific proof. Therapeutic terms, psychological terms. And I will draw them out each individually in between my post-traumatic stress for all of our onlookers, as well as Tootsie, TLC. You can't take credit for any of that. You will not take credit for any of that, and you thought you could by killing me off. That's the saddest part. You wanted to take over my spot because you were just so jealous. Talk to a therapist and they will tell you the exact same thing, because that's what I've had to tell everyone from my perspective, and I try not to have any bias. I do, because I know I've done plenty wrong. I know that sometimes when I acted out, I shouldn't have said certain things. Believe me, that's why I try to apologize and no one listens. And I'm like, excuse me, no, can't. So I'm tripping. 34 years old and I still act like a damn toddler. I'm still super fun though, and I'm very responsible, even being homeless. More responsible than you. Wow, that's why you had to respond like that. Sorry, I don't mean to nervous laugh, but I can't help laughing at you people. The South shall rise. It's just so funny. Like, you seriously think that this is going to end up helping the child inevitably, and that's the saddest part, because it's like, do you not research? Do your research on this. Did you not realize who you were dealing with and how the trauma works and how that will just cause a spiral effect even into worse issues for the child? What is wrong with you people? And ripping her away would have made it even more toxic, and it's getting that way for everyone involved. Obviously. So, have a blessed night, October 17th, 2021 at some odd hour of the middle of the night. Haven't brushed my teeth yet, and I still have things I've got to do. Good night.